Hey, welcome back to Edgy Reviews. So guess what? Got my Gamo back. And you'll notice that I don't have a riser on it or my scope mount right now. You also notice that this is the same rifle. It was sent back to me. Now, it was sent in broken, with a broken spring, and it was sent back. Same rifle. I did ask for a new one. I left a long, detailed message about what I would kind of like to see, and I guess that message got lost somewhere along the way. I'll explain that in a little bit. But they did fix the rifle and they sent it back insanely fast, like the fastest shipping I've ever had with Gamo. So fantastic job on the shipping there, and the crew, whoever's decision it was to make sure this one gets back to me fast. Really appreciate that, especially considering it's my third fix. You know, my $60 increment here of fixes. The rifle, I just shot a few rounds with it just to make sure. It looks like they got it right with the spring, but it is the rifle that seems to keep breaking. And here's the ironic thing. Today I was going to record a video with how discontent I was. I did ask that somebody would reach out to me and talk to me about this rifle. I did ask for a new rifle, and I was going to make a video about how discontent I was that nobody reached out, nobody really did anything. In fact, they didn't send any targets back, they didn't send any instruction. Usually when they return a rifle, there should be some sort of instruction there that says what was wrong, and that's what I asked for. That wasn't there. But actually what I did get was a surprise call from Gamo today. Bob, who I referenced in one of my other videos, he's a great guy, and I assume he is managing some of the maintenance crew there, amongst other things, I think. Bob has been a great contact that I've had there. Really friendly guy, just seems like a good guy. I would employ this kind of fella. Great with customers, knows what he's talking about. We just had a good chat for a good long time about this rifle, about air guns, about Gamo, and the process and stuff like that. And we were able to just hammer out a few things to make sure that I wasn't abusing the rifle or anything like that. And what we came down to was I'm shooting a lot more than the average person. No surprises there for me. When people tell me that they went out and they did 200 rounds that weekend and that was like a big deal, or 500 rounds that weekend and that was a big deal for them. I've done 17,000 rounds now with this rifle. In a little under a year. It might be just about a year now. And 17,000 rounds is a lot. I shoot every day almost with this rifle. And I don't shoot it in the cold. I shoot it from a warm spot out into the cold. I don't want to abuse the rifle. I take care of it. I've maintained it very well. If you watch my other videos, I baby this thing really, really well. We just talked about kind of the whole process, and they wanted to send this back with a nitro piston. Something got confused, and I don't know if they found my note late or what. I don't know exactly what happened, and it doesn't matter. I'm not angry about that. I'm just really happy that Gamo reached out to me to make sure that I was happy. That's a sign of a good company, and that's like the point of my video here. Yes, the rifle is broken 3 times, and I think it's a matter of the fact that Gamo actually says that the life expectancy for their barrels or their rifles is 10,000 pellets. Now, I don't have a problem with the person. I have a problem with that, though. 10,000 pellets. That's roughly, if a pellet is about a penny, 0.013. That's about how much a pellet is. The pellets I've been shooting, which is the Crosman Dome 7.9 hollow point. Those pellets, that's $130. So you're not even gonna get the amount of ammo that it costs for the rifle. Like, the rifle is like $200. You're only gonna get $130 worth of ammo. That's not very many tins. Okay, that's not a lot of ammo, and that's not very long. If you shoot 200 rounds a weekend or 250 rounds a weekend, it's only a year, and you have to replace the rifle, is what they're saying. Now, I bet you it's not. I bet you it lasts longer. The typical scenario, this rifle's been shot a lot, more than most people do in several years. But it's also been done carefully so that I'm not abusing the rifle. And I think it's a character issue. I think this particular Accu has some issues. And they did send it back to me. And you know what Bob told me today about my particular character? He said, maybe if it breaks again here, I'm going to send it back in. They're going to put a nitro piston in it, or a different, something different. We're going to try something different because this rifle has seen a lot of rounds, and then I'm going to do a whole lot of rounds with that, and hopefully Gamo and I can continue this relationship where we work together, and we're going to work on developing some awesome products in the future that have longevity behind them. We have accuracy. Man, I'm telling you, the most accurate pellet rifle I've ever shot. Nothing nothing has held up to this in the accuracy department. And I don't see anybody shooting at 150 yards even. Let's just say 150 yards. I run an air gun thing online, and everybody is always talking about, oh, I shot at 125 today for the first time, or this or that, and they want to brag about that, and I'll ask them for groups, pictures, videos, anything like that. Pfft. People aren't doing it, man, especially with the rifles they run in the optics. I can tell right away. I've been doing this long enough. I know what people are doing, what they're not really doing. You know what? This rifle really does it. I have the proper optics, and I have the proper gear and understanding of mechanics. This rifle does it, and it's getting repeatable accuracy. One thing that I noticed, though, I think the accuracy, because I've had so many pellets, through this thing, I think the accuracy is going down a little bit. I don't know if I'm super concerned about that. Kind of normal. It's a lot of pellets. The barrel shouldn't be wearing out, though, because lead is soft, and I'm shooting straight lead in an air gun. I'm not sure about the quality of Gamo barrels. I just don't know much about it. But I should kind of try to wrap this up a little bit here. So before, in a previous video, I was ready to be really harsh with Gamo. And I definitely, again, I'm not one of those people who sucks up. I have no reason to suck up. But the customer review process, here's it. I think they did really well in reaching out to me. Bob did a great job. Gamo, he's somebody, I hope you're paying him enough, because he's a good guy. He's a good person for your company. Lauren was another contact I had there who was real great at her job. Just perky, excited people, happy to talk to you, happy to answer your questions. That makes me feel great. I want to keep supporting them, even though I've had kind of a bad run with this particular character, this rifle. We're going to keep working on it, though, and I think in a few years here, we're going to be seeing some really longevity-based rifles that can last a long time, and the friction isn't going to kill them. They're not going to have friction death, which this rifle has had several times, I believe. I'm still real happy. I think there are things that need to be improved on, and I'm gonna keep up some of those criticisms on Gamo and any other company. We need to keep some heat on them, just to make sure that the best product is getting out to customers. That's what I'm really about here at Edge Reviews. I'm not trying to be a jerk for no reason. I have no reason to make enemies or to upset people, and I'm not looking for sponsorships either necessarily, although I would definitely take some stuff. What I want are quality products that last and that are good for me, and my dollar is worth a lot, and I want to see a product be worth all the money I put into it. And so we're going to keep working this thing over, man. I'm going to keep a very specific round count and just see the next time that I break the spring or something else in the rifle, a seal, and maybe I'll send it back and we'll start the nitro piston process. Maybe a new rifle will get sent out to me. That's still possible. I understand that somebody might be doing some checking for me on that, about another rifle being sent out. And hopefully I can help Gamo out here with just producing some really, really accurate long-range rifles. Now that people are hearing and knowing and believing that this is a 100-yard rifle, it can shoot MOA. It's not going to be consistent, but it can shoot MOA. And on non-windy days, these rifles keep up with my 22 precision guns. Very impressive. This is Edge Reviews, and I guess I'm still recommending Gamo, and I'm still recommending the Accu 177.